1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Got you. Yes.
All right. I just changed the mic to my camera mic. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
You sound fine, man. I can
All right,
hear
let's
you.
Let's go, man. We figured it out. Now I heard the call that people didn't want smoke, and when I heard smoke, I'm like, let's go.
Hey, listen, I really did, man. Like, so one thing I've been doing is it's super good time, man. Yeah. All season long, I've done a behind enemy lines every single week, and I've had a content creator on from that opposing team, and we've had a blast. So I reached out to literally, every Cowboy channel I could find. Man, I couldn't get anybody to commit. So a little bit disappointed about that. I do have someone coming on tomorrow, and she's a mouthpiece. So I know she's going to bring the heat. But I had to bring her in from Twitter Spaces. So, a little bit different vibe, but it'll be good. I'm glad you're here though, man.
But I like your vibe, man. I can already kind of tell from your style that you're a football conversationalist. You're not like a troller.
No,
I can just tell that you more so about kind of like facts. I can already get your vibe. So that's usually my vibe out the gate. And I feel them out first. If I see that you want to troll, then I troll with the best. But if you want to talk ball, let's get it. But I heard a lot of the things you were saying. And one of the things that you talked about that I also agree with is the test of physicality.
Yeah.
That is a test that both teams got to answer. And because I don't think that y'all have ever had a test like our defense, but also, y'all have a major strength in terms of a true commitment to your style of football. To me, that's what makes you extremely dangerous too, is that you know who you are, you know your identity, and you're committed to it, and that's what makes you great.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the biggest thing is, I think last year, and I think you would agree with this, last year, Parsons, he had all the conversations about, I'm not the type to be bullied, where I'm from, and all these other things. And what happened was he got in that game and was like, oh, this is a lot more physical than what I expected. And, it even came out later that it took a couple weeks for him to recover just from the physicality of that game. I think that game and hanging on to that for the last year is something that is in the favor of the Cowboys. I think it's something that Cowboys players are like, okay, we kind of know what to expect. We got to be a little bit more physical. We know that this is going to be a dogfight. There's going to be no surprises this time around, but it has been a year. And I still I really subscribe to the fact I don't think there's a more top to bottom, offense to defense, more physical team than the 49ers in the NFL right now. And every single team that played the 49ers this year, if they had a game the following week, every single one of them lost the following week. Whether they beat the 49ers or they lost to the 49ers, the physicality of that game took it out of them enough to lose the next week. I don't think that's a coincidence that it happened to everybody on the schedule. So even if Dallas gets past this one, it might not bode well for y'all against Philly or the Giants or what have you, but it's going to be a physical game. Either one of these teams, if they win, they might go in without a few of their dogs in that next game, and it might be unfortunate, but it's going to have to be that type of game. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight, and that I can guarantee.
Yeah, it's set up for a classic, especially when you look. It's a typical quality, true rivalry between San Francisco and Dallas. It's just like any one of the great days, to where we're equally matched. We can talk our nose back and forth on who better, this and that, but when we looking at them line for line, we see a lot of equal across the board. So that tells me that a lot of times this game is going to come down to execution. It's almost like y'all versus the Rams last year, where it came down to a drop interception by your guy. You know what I mean? It's going to be something. I see it being something like that. I don't see it being a blowout. I don't care about the physicality talk. None of that's going to matter in this rivalry. We going to all break arms this game, both sides of the ball. I think both sides realize the impact of this game, and it's going to be just a typical dogfight and historical one.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up the Jaquiski Tartt dropped interception, and obviously, that definitely could have swayed that game. You guys have an interesting situation going on, and it's one that we know going into this game. And it could come down to is something as simple as a missed field goal or a missed extra point. What is going on with Marv? I mean, is the confidence completely gone? Is that a concern at all in Cowboy Nation? I gotta imagine it is.
Extreme concern. I mean, he went from literally super all-pro kicker numbers to the yips.
He was on my fantasy team. He won me games, legit.
Right, yeah, he was killing it, 90%. I think he missed maybe 3 kicks the whole year. It was phenomenal. And it was just the yips. So we picked up, a backup today. And I think we, using them for insurance. And what I would assume that we're going to do is we're going to try to give him a chance to kind of recover from that. But if he miss a kick, we're going to have to go into a contingency plan and go for 2 and be aggressive on 4th downs. And that's the way we will have to beat you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. I gotta imagine. Now, you guys didn't bring in any kickers at all this week, have you?
We did.
Oh, today. You did
today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who'd you bring in? Do you know?
We brought in a guy. I forgot his name, but we brought in a kicker that was on our team before.
Okay.
Obviously, we already looked at him and got the reports on him. A lot of people saying he was a sporadic kicker. So our kicking game right now, based on the yips, is a concern. But I see concerns on both sides because I know, your quarterback, the young Proddy, he's doing good. But I will say this, in my opinion, he's untested. Now, he's better than Jimmy. Yeah. He's better. I can say that right now.
Yeah.
We can clearly say right now, your offense, the averages is not a lie. I don't care that he was Mr. Irrelevant, just like I don't care that Dak was drafted in the 4th round. It's all about how you play when you get your opportunity.
Right.
He's playing good, but he's untested. And this is getting ready to be his first real test. Like, real test. Like, okay, you going into a rival hot game. Now, let's be honest, and I'm going to ask you a question. Who do you really feel in your heart is better between him and Dak right now?
Oh, come on, it's Dak.
Oh, so you keep it real. I was testing you. I was trying to make sure you was
it would be disrespectful. Listen,
okay. I know what I'm feeling with
now.
So
it's Dak Prescott. Come on,
okay.
Dak's done this for many years, and I'm not saying. Listen, Brock may end up being a really good quarterback, but nobody knows the answer to that. And you're right. This is going to be his biggest test. I'll say this. Brock Purdy's a guy that I've liked for a couple years, boss.
Yeah.
I scouted him a lot going into the 2021 draft. He ended up staying in college. I will tell you one thing. One thing you're not going to get from Brock is him folding mentally. That will not happen. Now, I'm not saying that he won't make a mistake or he might make a couple mistakes, but I promise you, he will not fold mentally in this game. That will not happen. And I think there's probably a lot of Cowboys fans that think, okay, we can jump out on him and show him he's a rookie. And if he struggles, it'll be a problem and it'll all, snowball rolls downhill. It'll get bigger. Mentally, this guy is not going to fold. He does not fold mentally. It won't be, I'm not saying it'll be a perfect game, but if it goes bad at any point, he's the type of guy that will bounce back. Mentally, he'll be fine.
I sense that in him too. And I'm not saying this to lift up our guy, but I see, some Dak in him. I see some Joe Burrow in him, like cool, like very cool under pressure, very dangerous, like kind of Joe Montana-ish. You know what I mean? Like,
as far as his demeanor, I got you.
Yeah, his demeanor and just like I watched him in the previous playoff game. He missed a couple of throws, but for the most part, he was very cool. He was making plays. He was having fun. He was backyard and he was out there freestyle. Like, and IU dropped that pass in the corner of the end zone, or that would have been just a gorgeous play, a gorgeous throw. So he is somebody that I want to see, and to me, he should be, in my opinion, prime suspect number one in terms of our number one target to try to disrupt your rhythm, because it showed me from your offense drop off with Jimmy that if we can limit him, we can limit your offense. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
To me, we have to target him first to try to bring y'all down, because everybody else around him is stable and strong and veteran and a lot of moxie. So to me, he prime suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a fair thing to try to do, and maybe you can accomplish it and maybe you can't. I will say this, it's interesting because heading into the playoffs, one of the topics that we had on the channel here was, are the 49ers an offensive or a defensive driven team? And I think the obvious answer would be like, okay, well, they're defensive. I mean, number one defense, number one run defense, number one scoring defense, tons of turnovers. I think this team is driven by offense right now, which is crazy to think that Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey have brought this offense to such a high level that they are the catalyst to this team if they're going to go far in these playoffs over the number one rated defense. And I think that's holding true. I mean, you put up 40 plus against anybody in the playoffs. That's not easy to do. And every single game, they've broken a 30 burger with Brock Purdy at the helm. So I think this team is driven by offense right now. And so in order to win this game, it could be a shootout,
I think y'all always been driven by your offense. Always. From not in terms of points, but in terms of your style, your play style.
Yeah, I agree.
So the fact that y'all been always committed to the run, y'all have always rested your defense, and I say we've been going through an identity issue in Dallas with that style, just trying to be committed to the run, because when we're committed to the run, we're like you. Our defense becomes elite because they're rested. They not, and they able to play fast because, the styles complement each other. So because of Shanahan and his commitment to the run, I think the offense always kept your defense elite. Now, I would also say with San Fran right now, with your quarterback and the way he rolls the whole ship of San Francisco, I would say that y'all are very complete. Y'all complete like the former San Fran teams and the former Dallas teams, to where you're championship level on both sides. I actually honestly feel this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I really feel like this is like the old days, to where the winner of the Super Bowl is going to be first the winner of the Dallas versus San Fran game.
Hey, I'm with it. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? AFC, it's interesting because I feel like there's a stark contrast in the NFC and the AFC.
Yeah.
NFC, really, I mean, you've got three teams from the East, and we know that, physicality usually comes from the East.
Yep.
The 49ers are really a throwback NFC East team. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
So you've got four teams that really like to establish the run, like to play good defense. They're not, good quarterbacks, but they're not driven by their quarterbacks. And then you get over to the AFC, and it's all like flashy, deep throws, great quarterback play, elite of the elite. It's going to be interesting. Whoever comes out of the NFC and whoever comes out of the AFC, it's going to be a stark contrast. It's going to be a collision course, and I'm looking forward to it regardless of who it is. Yeah. Hopefully it's the 49ers, though.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to be Dallas, but but at the same time, the reason why I say that, because I feel like we also sharpening each other. We getting each other championship ready. I think that's what's getting ready to happen. Is like, hopefully, like you said, hopefully we don't beat each other to the point to where we're hurt by the next game.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm excited about this. This is set up to be a super classic. And I did want to talk to you about one more thing too, just as I was looking at your team. I see a couple of more holes that I think we can attack. I want to run it by you. I think your secondary is a little bit vulnerable. Now, y'all got names and y'all got awards. But I feel like if we're going to attack you, obviously, I honestly know that the way that we got to try to limit Bosa's, first, I feel like we got to run right at him, try to take his legs, try to take the gas out of him. But then I think we should open it up on you guys after we really run it on you guys and really try to take away Bosa and y'all pass rush. Now, I do expect that we're not going to get a lot on the ground, but that's not going to be the point. To me, I want us to control the line of scrimmage and then open it up on y'all. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a fair game plan. I think it's probably the same thing that we want to do to Parsons. I mean, just to be real, listen, Parsons is a little light in the pants. You know what I mean? He's playing that edge role, but he's light now. So, and I think we can run at him as well. I think it's a fair game plan because it's probably the same exact thing that we want to do here in San Francisco. And you're right. It's not about breaking for big yards and those types of things. It's about body shots. Like if this is a fight, it's about body shots and putting those body shots in the bank. So later on, the legs wear out and you can come out and you can do different things with it. So I agree with you. I think, that's probably a good thing. The one way to beat the 49ers, and this is how they've lost 2019, 2021, or 2022 playoffs, however you want to look at that. They lost by the other team actually controlling the ball, which is what the 49ers have always wanted to do. So if you can hold it 35 minutes, all of a sudden things get interesting. So
love it. Great analysis. Now, I do want to push back just a little bit. Not even on a confrontational. We just talking about. I don't think the plan is going to work with Parsons because, and one thing that you said before I got on that I loved is you really truly get true intel from content creators. You were so right on that. Yeah. I'm exactly like you, my brother, to where when I want to learn about a team, I don't go to like their analysts and their insiders. I go to you guys. I immediately subscribed once I first came across your channel. The first time I came across your channel was today, and I saw you going live because I don't know. I just did a show with some more San Fran guys, so maybe
Twin Maker and those guys. He actually asked me to come on, but I had some shows, so I couldn't do it. But Twin's a good guy. Yeah.
So I guess that's why you came up, and I clicked on it. But I don't think y'all gonna be able to run that game plan on Parsons because Dan Quinn has switched it. I don't know if you noticed it, but versus Tampa, they not having them just play the edge no more. They moving them around, and they was doing that early in the season when he was going crazy. So that's gonna be interesting to see how y'all counter that because now we put it on film. Now going into this game, we could have surprised you, but y'all gonna look at Tampa. Y'all not gonna be surprised by it. How do you see y'all countering us moving around Michael Parsons like a chess piece to just do damage?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think where Parsons can do his most damage, and what I saw him do last week, and I think this is going to pertain to this week as well. And then I'm probably going to get a prediction from you. We'll make a little bet, a friendly bet, and then I'll get you off because I got some other people. But
that's cool.
I think up the middle, that's where he can do his damage.
Ooh.
Especially, third down, get up the middle because we're a little bit weak at center. You know what I mean? We got a center that's this is his first year as a full-time starter. He's like 29 years old. He's been in the league for a while. There's a reason these guys don't start. You know what I mean? So I think that he can do damage there. I do think though there's so much eye candy back there, and here's what me personally, the game plan I would have if I'm Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers, Dallas is going to be ready for that run game. They're going to be looking for it early, especially if I'm the 49ers. If I'm the 49ers, I start out play action first 2 plays of the game.
Whoa!
First 2 plays, and I take shots.
Bangers. Boom, boom.
That's just me. And then I incorporate the run game and I work that way versus working run game back. That's just me.
I like it. I like your strategy. I know I gotta go. But hey man, let's try to set up something this week if we can.
Okay,
let's try to set up something this week. Like where we can really take our time and just really bang this out.
I'm
I want
totally
to talk
down.
match up with somebody, and I like your style. Like I can tell some of your people know me from maybe different. They may have came across me. Yeah. I talk a lot of noise, man, but when it's about talking ball, I prefer to talk ball like you talking, where we really going back and forth on like analytical stuff, matchup stuff, strategy stuff. So let's set up something, man. It's good to meet you, man. Thanks for having me in. I definitely want the smoke. I'm always open for smoke, man. So let's
I feel it. Hey, listen, let's get a friendly bet. If for some reason we can't link up or whatever, schedules, it's getting late in the week, we'll try. I'm definitely willing to try, but let's get a friendly wager in.
All right.
No money, nothing like that.
All right.
If the 49ers win, I do you do post-game shows?
Yeah. All day, every time.
Okay. So, the losing team... So if the 49ers win, you got to call into my post-game show and eat crow. If the Cowboys win, I got to call in and take all the smoke from all the Cowboy fans over there.
That's easy.
You with it?
Yeah, that's easy.
All right, let's do it.
Now it's going to have to be short because you already know how this stuff works in terms of...
I know, I get it. No, it'll be quick. Yeah, I got you.
But now we'll do that. We'll set that up, man, and send each other some links, and that's a fair bet. But, man, thank you. And I appreciate you being one of the good guys. I always call the content creators the real good guys. We the real news. We the real media. We the new media. And I'm just glad that we really pushing our voice into the community and just showing the passion that we have for our teams. So too bad
I agree. Hey, listen, chat. Here's the deal. You know the deal, chat. Here's what we do. We go flood other teams with subscribers, and if for nothing else, it shows them love.
Right.
But if the 49ers win, you know what channel you get to go talk trash on. Go show this man some love. Boss Cowboy Sports. Give him some love. He just gave us some good free content for us to talk about. I appreciate you, boss man. Hit me up, Twitter.
Yeah.
Right, you see right here at JNA_LSS.
Yeah.
That's my Twitter name. So hit me up there.
Let's do it, man. And then we'll set something up either before the game or after the game.
Sounds good.
But nice to meet you, man. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Good luck.
Good luck, brother. Well,
later. but not really. I feel you.